Overall, matchup summary. The Los Angeles Chargers offense faces the Washington Commanders defense in a 2025 National Football League matchup after 4 games, where the Commanders' defense ranks in the middle tier overall, allowing 356.0 yards per game and 22.8 points per game, with a plus 0.01 expected points added per play. They excel in run defense, allowing 107.5 rushing yards per game, 3.6 yards per carry, minus 0.13 expected points added per rush, but struggle in pass defense, allowing 248.5 passing yards per game, 7.5 yards per pass attempt, plus 0.14 expected points added per pass. The Chargers' offense relies on a balanced but inefficient run game, struggles inside, strengths outside, and a high-volume passing attack, 249.0 passing yards per game, 6.2 yards per pass attempt, minus 0.03 expected points added per pass. Washington's path to success involves forcing third down and long situations and pressuring quarterback Justin Herbert, 45.4% pressure rate. The Chargers can exploit advantages in outside runs and quick passes, leveraging yards after catch, plus 54 yards after catch over expected, against Washington's soft coverage, 3.6 average separation, plus 63 yards after catch over expected allowed. Commanders' linebacker strength, e.g., Bobby Wagner, counters inside and short yardage runs, but edge vulnerabilities and post-catch tackling issues favor the Chargers in explosive plays. Run game analysis. Inside the tackles. Chargers offense, 43 attempts, 3.2 yards per carry, 0 touchdowns, 0 explosive plays, 10 or more yards, minus 0.34 expected points added per rush, 20.9% stuffed rate, minus 0.1 rushing yards over expected per attempt, 0.45 yards before contact per attempt. The offensive line struggles to create lanes, facing stacked boxes, 8 or more defenders, 39.5% of the time. Predictability exacerbates issues. In 3 to 6 yards to go situations, averages 1.0 yards per play with negative yards before contact, and minus 0.32 expected points added per rush. Small sample of 4 attempts. Commanders' defense allows 3.6 yards per carry overall, top 10 efficiency, 2.2 yards per carry on inside runs, 27% stuff rate, minus 2.56 rushing yards over expected per attempt allowed. Strong interior disruption from linebackers like Wagner, 91.4 run defense grade, 0% missed tackles, and Luvu, 80.1 grade, though defensive tackle Payne is inconsistent, 31.3% missed tackles. Faces inside runs 54.5% of the time, often against light boxes, 7 or fewer defenders, limiting yards after catch. Matchup outlook, heavy advantage to Commanders. Chargers' inefficiency, low yards before contact, high stuffs, meets Washington's elite inside containment, likely leading to stalled drives, negative expected points added, and minimal gains, expect less than 3 yards per carry. In 3 to 6 yard situations, trends favor Washington forcing punts or field goals. Outside the tackles. Chargers offense, 44 attempts, 6.7 yards per carry, plus 0.33 expected points added per rush, plus 2.1 rushing yards over expected per attempt, 54.5% success rate, 10 explosive runs. Strong yards after catch, 4.29 per attempt, and blocking, despite 22.7% stuffed rate. Effective against light, 45.5%, and stacked, 22.7% boxes. Austin Eckler, or running back rotation, thrives on zone or stretch concepts. Commander's defense faced 55 attempts, allows 4.9 yards per carry, minus 0.02 expected points added per rush, 20% stuff rate, minus 0.62 rushing yards over expected per attempt. Vulnerable to big plays, 9 gains of 10 or more yards, 2 touchdowns, with high yards after catch allowed, 3.43 per attempt, and average yards before contact, 1.50 per attempt. Edge setting and missed tackles inconsistent, e.g., Von Miller at 50% missed tackles. Faces light boxes 52.7% of the time. Matchup outlook. Advantage Chargers. Explosive outside runs, high rushing yards over expected success rate, exploit Washington's softer edges and post-contact weaknesses, potentially yielding 5 or more yards per carry and chunk gains. Commanders' improvement from 2024, 157.3 yards per game allowed, is notable, but perimeter leaks could allow Eckler big plays. Short yardage, goal line, 1 to 2 yards to go. Chargers offense, 12 attempts, 100% runs, all inside, 2.2 yards per carry, 58.3% success rate, minus 0.50 expected points added per rush, minus 0.3 rushing yards over expected per attempt, 33.3% stuffed rate. Relies on post-contact yards, 2.57 yards after catch per attempt, but negative yards before contact, minus 0.41 per attempt. Faces stacked, boxes 58.3% of the time. Commander's defense faced 19 attempts, 76% opponent run rate. Allows 1.1 yards per carry, 36.8% stuff rate, minus 0.17 expected points added per rush. Allowed, minus 1.41 rushing yards over expected per attempt. Strong yards after catch allowed, 1.64 per attempt, and yards before contact, minus 0.59 per attempt. Stacks box 52.6% of the time, shutting down inside heavy attacks, 73.7% opponent inside rate. Matchup. Outlook. Big mismatch favoring Commanders. Chargers' inefficiency and high stuff risk meet Washington's elite short yardage containment, likely resulting in failed conversions, expect less than 50% success, and turnovers on downs in red zone or goal line spots. Passing game analysis. Chargers offense, 249 yards per game, 6.2 yards per pass attempt, 7 touchdowns, minus 0.03 expected points added per pass, plus 54 yards after catch, over expected, 3.3 average separation. Stable time to throw, 2.85 seconds, 42.7% pressure rate faced, 7.5% sack rate, 28% play action rate. Strong yards after catch and quick releases help mitigate protection issues. Commander's defense allows 248.5 yards per game, 183.5 in long-yardage filters, 7.5 yards per pass attempt, plus 0.14 expected points added per pass allowed, 7 touchdowns allowed. Elite pressure, 45.4% rate, 7 sacks, 2.69 seconds time to pressure, 0.89 seconds get-off time, 29.1% blitz rate, but weak yards after catch, plus 63 allowed, 3.6 average separation, plus 37 yards after catch over expected in long yardage. Coverage soft, tackling inconsistent. Opponents average 3.06 seconds time to throw. Matchup outlook, advantage Chargers, Herbert's quick throws, 2.85 seconds time to throw, and wide receiver yards after catch exploit Washington's coverage gaps and post-catch issues, potentially yielding 250 or more yards per game and multiple touchdowns. Commanders' pass rush is dangerous, 45.9% pressure in long yardage, but slower time to pressure, 2.69 seconds, versus Chargers faced, 2.55 seconds, favors Los Angeles if protection holds. Red zone vulnerability, 7 touchdowns allowed, amplifies Chargers' edge. Situational splits, 3 to 6 yards to go, manageable downs. Chargers offense, 10.0 yards per pass attempt, plus 4.0 expected points added per pass. Small sample of 2 passes, but efficient. 20.0 yards per game, 2 touchdowns. Strong in medium situations, leveraging separation and yards after catch. Commanders' defense allows 8.6 yards per pass attempt, plus 0.21 expected points added per pass, 54.0 yards per game, 3 touchdowns, over 25 passes, 69.4% opponent pass rate. Vulnerable to chunk plays. Matchup. Outlook. Big edge to Chargers. High efficiency potential in manageable downs could sustain drives, exploiting Washington's positive expected points added allowed. 7 or more yards to go, long downs. Chargers offense, 6.4 yards per pass attempt, minus 0.5 expected points added per pass, 1.5 yards per game, over 9 passes, 100% pass rate, 1 touchdown. Less effective in obvious passing situations. Commanders' defense allows 7.2 yards per pass attempt, but minus 0.13 expected points added per pass, 183.5 yards per game. Over 102 passes, 53.7% opponent pass rate, 4 touchdowns. Titans coverage, elite pressure, 45.9% rate, 2.58 seconds time to pressure. Faces high run rate, 46.3%, but limits rushing yards over expected, minus 0.35 per attempt, with 13.6% stuff rate and 3.28 yards after catch per attempt allowed. Allows 11 explosive runs, showing some vulnerability. Matchup outlook. Advantage Commanders. Force negative expected points added on passes. Run defense in long yardage holds, 4.4 yards per carry allowed, minus 0.11 expected points added per rush, potentially punishing Chargers if drives fall behind schedule. Key performers and insights. Top commanders. Defenders. Linebacker Bobby Wagner, 91.4 run defense grade, 21 tackles, 0% missed tackles, 10% stop rate. Linebacker Frankie Luvu, 80.1 grade, 15% missed tackles. Edge rusher Dorrance Armstrong, 77.2 grade, 0% missed tackles. Strong linebacker play drives run stops, 66 total stops team-wide. Areas for improvement. High missed tackles, e.g., defensive tackle Darren Payne, 31.3%. Defensive back Quan Martin, 20%. Edge rusher Von Miller, 50%. Low forced fumbles, 1 total. Secondary and interior inconsistencies allow yards after catch and explosiveness. Aggregated stats. Commanders faced 251 plays, 53% passes, with 50 tackles, 23 assisted tackles, 66 stops. Data suggests run focus filtering. Improvement from 2024, evident in yards per carry allowed. 3.6 versus league average 4.2, but yards per game 356.0, ranks mid-pack due to Week 4 outlier, 441 yards allowed versus Falcons. Bottom line, Commanders' defense dominates Chargers' weak inside and short yardage rushing, stuffed drives likely, but cedes ground on outside runs and passing, explosive plays for Eckler/Herbert. Chargers succeed via perimeter rushes and quick yards after catch passes on medium downs. Washington wins by creating long yardage via pressure and blitzes. Final edge to Chargers if they avoid third down and long, projecting 24 to 27 points scored. Chip blocks overview. A chip block in NFL football is a quick, brief contact made by a tight end, TE, or running back, RB, or occasionally a wide receiver, WR, against a pass rusher, typically an edge defender like a defensive end, before releasing into a passing route. This technique disrupts the rusher's initial burst and path to the quarterback, QB, providing the offensive tackle, OT, additional time to engage and control the block. For TEs, who line up near the edge, execution involves stepping toward the rusher at the snap, delivering a hit, and then peeling off to run a route. WRS can chip if aligned in a bunch formation or motioned across, but this is less common due to their positioning. They might use a shoulder or hand to impede the rusher briefly. The goal is to stall the rusher's momentum without committing to a full block, maintaining offensive balance by keeping the chipper available as a receiver. Impact on pass rush and QB protection. Chip blocks are effective against elite pass rushers, as evidenced by PFF data from the 2024 season, Week 14, where top edge rushers like T.J. Watt, 32.74% chip rate on 446 pass rush snaps, and Myles Garrett, 26.16% on 344 snaps, were frequently chipped by RBs or TEs. This hinders their get-off. Average NFL edge get-off is 0.7 to 0.9 seconds, and reduces pressure effectiveness. General NFL analysis indicates chips can lower pressure rates by 10 to 20% on chipped snaps, preventing sacks, forced fumbles, and quarterback hits. They surprise rushers, force them off balance, and create space for the OT, reducing blindside threats and allowing the QB to step up in the pocket or extend plays. Extra time added to time to throw, TTT. NFL QBs average 2.6 to 2.8 seconds. TTT, time from snap to throw, or inability to throw, per next-gen stats and PFF. Longer TTT greater than 2.5 seconds increases pressure risk, but enables big plays, e.g. Lamar Jackson led with 31 big-time throws on extended plays in 2024. Chip blocks typically add 0.3 to 0.6 seconds to effective TTT by delaying the rusher's arrival based on PFF grading, which accounts for chips in, pass rush evaluations, and general film analysis. Delay mechanism. A chip slows the rusher by 0.2 to 0.5 seconds, giving the OT time to slide over and sustain the block. Statistical context. In situations with chips, pressure time increases, e.g., from less than 2 seconds to 2 to 3 seconds, per PFF pass blocking studies. This can turn quick pressures into manageable ones, reducing sack rates. Average NFL sack time approximately 4 seconds on held balls. No direct league-wide stat quantifies exact seconds added, but qualitative impacts include fewer immediate disruptions, allowing QBs to progress through reads. Application to Justin Herbert in 2025. Herbert's average TTT through 4 games in 2025 is 2.85 seconds, per initial next-gen stats data, slightly above league average, with a 42.7% pressure rate faced and 7.5% sack rate. His O-line struggles, injuries to Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt in 2024 carried over per Reddit discussions, limit protection, forcing quicker releases despite his arm strength, 6.2 yards per attempt, productive on 10-plus air yard throws. Chip blocks from TEs, e.g., Will Disley, noted for blocking in 2024, or WRs could add 0.4 to 0.6 seconds per chipped play. Extra time estimate. On chipped snaps, Herbert's TTT could extend to 3.2 to 3.4 seconds, reducing pressure by approximately 15%, based on PFF chip effectiveness. This leverages his plus 54 yards after catch over expected, allowing more downfield throws, e.g., his 10.6 air yards per attempt high in a 2024 game. Specific usage. Chargers TEs are primarily blockers, C grade per 2024 analysis, suggesting high chip potential. With improved weapons, e.g., Harris, Keenan Allen, chips could boost his efficiency plus 0.33 EPA per rush neutral, but passing at minus 0.03 EPA per pass, especially against rush-heavy defenses like the Commanders' 45.4% pressure rate. Risks and limits. Over-reliance on chips can make routes predictable or expose the chipper to hits, potentially reducing YAC. Herbert's ankle injury history, 2024, makes extra time crucial to avoid scrambles. Overall, chip blocks provide Herbert 0.3 to 0.6 seconds extra TTT per play, enhancing protection and playmaking. But effectiveness depends on execution, e.g., against chipped rushers like Watt, who still generate wins approximately 40% of the time. For updated 2025 stats, consult Next Gen Stats, or PFF.